some of you just feel like you just want to come. You're not taking advantage of people's stuff, but it's fine. I guess people are busy. I guess people are busy with work and all, like the sound stuff. People are busy with work and all, like maybe you're not going to do stuff, but it's fine. So, according to the curriculum, what are we supposed to be doing today? According, like people that have been here since the first week, like according to the who have seen the curriculum. So what are we supposed to be doing today? The sharp guy, it's not like he knew it, he just brought it and said like work smart. So like basically we're supposed to be doing tools. But I just noticed like everybody is eager to like start writing code and all. And I feel like 3 hours is like a very long time to do tools. So what we do is after my class, Ebenezer is going to take you guys on Jupyter Notebook and maybe like how to navigate around GitHub and just basic stuff, but moving forward, we're going to go deep. Then I've noticed that like a lot of you don't know how to use Slack. Maybe that's why. And you guys are just dying in silence. Like it's like I said, not bad to ask questions, but like so it's going to show you guys how to move around because I see obviously the data science channel is open, but people keep saying that add me to the channel, you just go and click and you join, like it's not hidden anywhere. No, like this people does, but it's actually good to learn how to use GitHub because especially people that do freelancing and you want to work remote and stuff like that's like your workspace, that's like your office where you get to communicate with other people. So if you have like plans to work remote or do stuff like that, like you have to learn how to use Slack. So moving forward, we'll be talking about data science methodology. So can you hear me? Can you hear me? So like last week that I said that we're going to talk this, like who bothered to like check? Who was curious to check what it was about? Nobody. Anybody? Did you check? Did you not hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, what I said was last week I told everybody that we're touching data science methodology. Like who bothered to like who was curious or like who bothered to check like what is this thing about? Obviously nobody because only 22 people did the assignment. Maybe if we have enough time, I'm going to show you the charts. Even with like the last assignment, like it was just seven people. And it's obvious that people in class don't really do the assignments. People that don't come to class with the assignment, like according to what the trainer was saying. So, why data science methodology? So, this one. What? It's not what?
Oh, okay.
Not yet. You can't see this.
I can't see.
So this 5 recent times, like recent times we have like high computing power, a lot of data, but still you still see business is not taking advantage of it, or maybe not using it the right way, so they don't get like a good result and all. So this methodology I'm covering is actually from cognitive AI. Was actually done by John Rollins. He's a data scientist at IBM, and he's been there for like years. A lot of experience. So this course was created based on his research and all his work. First of all, the word methodology, according to the slides, is a system or method used in a particular area of study or activity. So are we getting it? Like, let me know when I've lost you. Are we on track? So now this methodology has 10 stages. Can everybody see this clearly? So, like if you notice, there's business understanding, analytic approach, data requirements, data collection, data understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, deploy, and you get feedback. From this, you can see business understanding, then you get the approach you're supposed to work with. You require data, you collect data, you understand the data. And if you notice, while you're doing this, like while you're collecting and you feel it's not enough, if you notice there's the arrow going back, which means you're still going back to get more. Like you did not get like the desired required collected. So even after you go down, you've understood it, you feel like there's not enough, you still go back. So it's like iteratively, like it's a continuous process while you're on there. After this now, prepare the data. And if you notice, like while you're still doing it and you notice that, you go back to the collection stage. And it goes modeling, the same thing, like while you're modeling. And you feel you still come back again. These two goes hand in hand, modeling and evaluation. So as you can see, this comes like they go hand in hand. After all this, then there's deployment. After you deploy, then the users give you feedback. So do you understand? Do you get a picture of what you're doing? So business understanding. Can you see? Anybody at the back?
Yeah, it looks better. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Amazing.
So, as you can see, quest like understanding the business goes like saying, what's the problem you're trying to solve? Let's say a business owner has like a restaurant and said, and said like they've been making like this particular kind of food and people don't eat the food much, or they don't order for the food much. People have tried it, but they're not like ordering food. Like anybody that tried this food doesn't ask for the food anymore. So now I'm the business owner, I'm asking you guys, what do you think the problem is? I'm asking a question, like, what do you think the problem is? You guys are the data scientists. Now I'm the business owner, I have a problem. What do you think the problem is? There's no right or wrong answer. The what? Say your own, like, what?
It might be because of the taste. It might be because the people around that area is not probably it's not their cultural food, something like that.
Somebody from the back.
Can also be because there's a new outlet that just opened and this is kind of better.
You might have to do that with taste, the cost, the time, probably the time.
Cost?
The cost of the culture.
But they tried it the first time.
They tried it the first time and maybe it's looking nice and they let them try it and they don't like it.
Like I said, there's no right or wrong answer.
Maybe the food and the taste.
So, the business understanding, getting clarity around the problem to be solved allows you to determine which data will be used. Like Rollins suggests that having a clearly defined question is vital because it ultimately directs the analytical approach that will be needed to address the question. Establishing a clearly defined question starts understanding, like, you need to, in this stage, what you do is like you ask the client questions, like, and those questions you ask determines where you start from. Like those questions are very important. Like even if this food doesn't taste nice or this food doesn't, like, you ask all the questions possible. So what kind of questions do you think you ask the business owner?
Like who are the competitors around?
What kind of? Okay.
All the nutritional value.
Price. You want to say something?
Price.
Price? So, sometimes like the person can even ask you a question like he's trying to cut costs from a particular kind of activity. So in that way, like maybe you get to ask him like this cost is he trying to make profit, or is he trying to, like, you ask like sensitive questions to direct you, because with getting the business understanding right takes you to like the next stage, which is the analytic approach, which is how can, like, after asking those questions, now you've heard the questions. Those questions leads you to know like the kind of approach you're going to take next, because if you miss that part, like you might use the wrong approach. So asking that right question. So like I said, like the correct approach depends on the business requirement. So like as you can see, I was telling you guys the process. From here now, it leads to the analytic approach. So, selecting the best analytic approach depends on the question being asked, like I said. Seek clarification in order to know the best approach. Once the problem to be addressed is defined, the appropriate analytical approach is selected. So, if the question is determined, what? Does it go up by itself? Okay. So now, like from where we are, like I don't want us to rush this through. So like, are we on the same page? So like, asking the right questions makes you know like what way you're going next. Because if you miss that, then you're not solving the problem. So if the question is determined, it's to be determined. Right. If the question is to determine probabilities of an action, use a predictive model. If the question is to show relationship, use a descriptive model. If the question is required, yes or no, use classification, which is this or this. Descriptive is, I think it should be from descriptive is when you're trying to recommend stuff for people. Using algorithm like recommender system and all. So now moving to the third methodology. Data requirements. As this shows, data requirements and data collection, they follow themselves. So now, using that full analogy, let's say we're trying to do jollof. We're trying to make jollof rice. What the jollof rice does, everybody do jollof rice, but nobody's eating this jollof rice. So now you look at reversing the phrasing of outline. I'm asking the question again. If you think it's jollof rice he was making and people were not eating, what do you think the problem would be? It's not red. White jollof rice. Oh my God, jollof rice. No, but like, what do you think will be missing from that will not make it? So now, so let's say we're doing jollof rice. What are the data requirements for jollof rice? What do you need to make jollof rice? Rice.
We need seasoning.
What kind of seasoning? Seasoning is broad, like. I want answers from this place. Yeah? Salt. Any chef in the house, like chef. Chef. Like, how many more things am I writing? We need water. So like talking about data requirements. You guys have a picture. So apart from like getting to know like which data you need, like data now in this sense, we're talking about the ingredients. The ingredients. Yeah, like the necessary. The data scientist needs to know the ingredients that is supposed to be that is required and how to source and collect them. Because apart from knowing those things you need to know. So where do we get this? All these list of things. Like where do we get them? Market. How to prepare the data to meet the desired outcome. So, do you like with the list everything? Do you get like everything in the same place? ShopRite, you can get everything on the list.
Yes.
I don't know how to, but I know how to do good noodles. Yeah.
If you want the firewood,
Wait first, I'm missing something.
never be like
Firewood. You will need another ingredient.
so we need who get it from ShopRite.
I'm missing something. Like you are not the chef. Let's. If you want firewood, there, like what will you put inside again? I get it, but like what's different in the ingredients? Firewood is not. But like, let me ask the expert. Like that thing, is it true or is just like firewood taste and yeah?
It's not mindset.
Is it is it real or people are just making things up? No, because I've heard this firewood taste and keep from gas. Even what? How does firewood add to the taste of maybe we'll do more research on that because this time I just feel it's the same fire. It's not the same.
It's different.
So data requirements. So like I guess we understand this state now, like collecting like the required. So the data requirement and the data collection, they go hand in hand. So as you can see, after you ask like what are the required data, like what occurs during data collection. This process is when it's your life. What's the most that can happen? So during this process, the data required is reversed and decisions are made. Decisions are made as whether or not the collection requires more. The requirements and data collection stage are extremely important because the more relevant data you collect, the better the model. Which means while you are in this stage, you go back and see like if you really need more, or like if like is that all you need, like the required data, because like since both work hand in hand. And this process is like I said, if you miss one, it's not like you have to go like it's a continuous process. So if you go to this stage and you feel that you have to go back again, you just go back and get like to make sure you don't miss the whole stuff. So data requires a decision are made on whether or not it required. So now, with all the things you mentioned, do you feel like we've gotten all we need to make that jollof rice? I'm asking now. Yeah? What?
Not everything now. See your kitchen.
Because the what?
Skills. How to write amount of sigma key, right amount of substance. Those people have
Which one is the hand again? So somebody said the hand is important. No, like because I don't know how to cook, so all these things are like new to me. Like I don't understand how the hand is different from the person. Maybe you want to explain. No, explain to us what you mean by the hand. Just take it.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't cook, so like you guys are just lying.
It's not lying, it's true. There's some. Oh, okay, I think the right word is skills.
The hand.
I think it's skills. The right word is English word. You know, everything that is happening in Africa, we all have a name for it in English. So I think that hand I'm talking about is a skill. Because there's the way you put those things, that you give it, you know. Have you tasted your grandparents' food? Compare it with the music now. You know there's different. All those things matter.
The skill, yeah, the name is skill. It's not hard.
Speak louder so
When client gives the data for analysis, is there a particular time when you decide to like, okay, or make some part of the data like,
the client is not giving you that data.
you know, sometimes maybe want to
Like the following. I told you, leading to this place, like it's those questions you ask that will let you know the approach. Like, okay, let's say this client already have data of their customers, who they need, and all those stuff, but like they don't even know how to go about it. So now you get the picture. Ask your question.
now all those data customer.
Can you hear me?
Okay, like all those customer delivery said now they give data, they try the customer needs and what they buy, this. Like there particular time when you decide to it's part of the those data that you don't need them for analysis, or you must use all data requirements that the customer needs.
So your question is there a time where you remove
Like you remove some of the data.
things you don't need?
Like you think you don't need. With those data you remove, will it affect your analysis.
What is your question? You're asking two things now, or three things.
Yeah, okay.
Your question is, if you remove some part of the data, will it affect the result? Why are you removing some part of the data? That's my question now.
Because we feel okay, it's not based on what you need. It's not a parameter you need.
What is parameter again? Me, I don't know this thing. Break it to like
You feel okay.
yeah, using the big English of the parameter.
It's not, I don't know, it's not something, okay, it's not very important to what the aim you are going for.
Yeah, like there's a stage, but not with that stage. We're not well, like we're still in the collection stage. So in the collection stage, you're still collecting your data, which means going to those places you need them. Maybe some people said ShopRite, or maybe you have some at home, or you go to the market, like anywhere you feel that you get those killer sauce to make everybody like where they want to go to buy stuff. So that's where the collection stage is, and that collection stage, while you're doing it, you're still checking if you're still checking like the requirement, like this thing I'm collecting, is it what I need? Not just collecting what you don't like. Imagine you want to cook jollof rice and you're buying engine oil, stuff like that. So after you've collected those data, we come to the understanding the data state.
What's it? You basically don't have the knowledge of, the knowledge of the subject area. Maybe it comes to a field you don't have.
Are you the data scientist or the client first?
No, as a data science, maybe
You
it
don't-
has to do with.
How did you get the job?
Yes, about fields. It could be in finance, and maybe you are medical, or maybe you are from sciences. So how do you know the relevant? How do you know?
How did the person get to you?
You are a data science, and you don't need to
That's why the
be.
person went to you. Me, I'm actually.
You don't need to be. You don't need to be as in it's all encompassing. It doesn't direct it to any field. So now that you learned it, you have the.
Someone. So you're a data scientist, yeah. And the person, what is it called? The person comes to you with this kind of problem. Sorry. So, how I do this? Your question is, if you don't have what?
Yes, the knowledge of the field, the subject area.
If you've noticed, we've covered like a whole lot in the past 2 weeks, and just like it's not like you cannot do it, but like you have like having domain knowledge is very important, and that goes with the business understanding. Like you cannot understand the business, and without that, like you cannot ask the right question. You get like somebody that handles whatever, maybe this person is based on diseases and all, and you're bringing tax for like restaurant and stuff. It's not like he can use like this methodology can work even in real life, but like your with how will I put this? If you have like knowledge gap, you cannot give the required or the desired as in like result. Exactly. So I don't know if I answer your question.
So if you are in that position, what will you do?
I don't know how, like, because my question is, how did the person just think you're a data scientist and met you?
Yes, it's just broad. Like the field you are working on is not. I'm pretty sure you understand. I don't know how to actually explain. Maybe they bring finance, something related to finance to you. So and mostly you don't have you don't have much understanding about finance. So
Usually, like you lead them to the person that has that knowledge. Like, yes, you're a data scientist, but like that is not your core. But there's some people that can work with everything, because if you use the particular if you use the model well, the methodology well, like maybe you can use it to solve like a lot like problem, but still with domain knowledge, like your own, what that person would do is different from what you do. You get it? So like understanding it is when.
What I'm trying to say is, if I work for an organization as a data scientist, data analyst, and the
So
client,
my boss is here. So like you're going to answer this one.
and the client should be work like job to my organization, like okay, from here we have this problem in our office and we want to look into it, advice on what to do. Now they want to do
What problem?
any kind of problem they could
Not
have.
any kind of problem.
They could have any kind of problem and they want advice based on you guys. That's what we do. We analyze your data and find insight, then advise you based on what you've done. Now they have this issue. They need us to advise them. Now they brought all the data we might need. And as data scientists, my boss comes to me now. We have a job at hand, and it's maybe on insurance. I don't know anything about insurance. Doesn't mean I will not do it. Doesn't mean I will not to lead them to another person that is into insurance. It should be my job. I should be able to handle it. But because I don't know it, I'm not into insurance. But I'm a data analyst, and I need to do it. Doesn't mean I'm not supposed I can't do it because I'm not from this background. Then I have somebody that's from this background that should do it. That's what you said when you asked them.
What person the
Wait, sorry. Yeah. Take it. That you just touch.
If I get to what they're saying, they're asking if you need to have knowledge of the industry before.
Let me retract, so like you understand where the discussion is right now. So with the methodology, I'm using a food analogy, like a restaurant. A restaurant owner wants you to solve like a problem for the person. Like let's say they cook this jollof rice and people are not eating this jollof rice. Like they're trying to find the problem. So he's saying, what if they bring that kind of problem to you regarding food and that's not your specialty, should you take the job? That's his question, and he's the same question. But he's saying now, as an organization, they work as data scientists, and this problem comes, and his boss gave him this job on insurance, and so should he say?
Incidental insurance is so go. The thing is, you cannot do much if you don't have an idea of how that industry works. So, for instance, if you're to work for an insurance company, right, and they say they are not okay, you can't hear me. So let's assume that you have to get a job, a contract, right, to do some data analytics stuff for an insurance company, right? And you've never done anything in insurance before. And then the insurer comes and then says, before you even go to meet the insurer, as a good data analyst, you have to read about the insurance industry first. So if you look at companies like McKinsey, companies like KPMG, they have different departments that specialize on different industries. You get it? So you must have an idea of how the industry operates before you even think of doing any data analytics. For instance, insurance now. If you think you're just a random data analyst and then the insurance company comes and says, people are not paying premium, you'll be like, what is premium? You might say, or maybe you might say something like, the risk that the let's say the risk of Lagos is people living in Lagos is very high. You get that kind of thing. You start hearing some technical things like if you don't have a good knowledge of that domain, that industry, right? You won't do much. You'll just be playing around. You won't get any insight. So you must have an idea of that industry first. It's fine, Abi.
So now regarding this question, what will you tell his boss?
So it's your job to go and study about that industry first.
If you still want to keep your job.
Or it's your job to study about that industry first before you even start doing any.
So does that answer your question?
I don't know, but by God's grace, maybe in this cohort, you guys will have something like a hackathon within you guys, right? I will bring up a problem. If you don't have proper understanding of the problem, right, and you won't make headway, because sometimes you have to like bring in external data, right, to complement the internal data you have, right, the data that you already have, to find a way to make more. Sorry, this is data science class.
I'm already
so I was thinking of predictive stuff. Okay, still, we will still bring something, but you have to like bring some external data, bring some ideas that are around that industry before you can do proper analysis of the industry, right?
Any more questions? Just speak louder, no?
Sorry?
This is the general data science. If you don't know much about it, what you can get sort of notification and then know about data science and work together to achieve.
Sure. But still, in the end, you still be learning something.
Sure.
You have to still learn about
learn.
it, whether you like it or not. So what companies like McKinsey and Co do, right? Apart from even understanding the insurance company itself, that's insurance company, that's how insurance operates generally. You still have to understand the company itself. You get it? So like you see companies like McKinsey, right? When they have something to do with us, they have to sit down with the underwriters to understand how our process is before they can do some kind of analysis that they later. You get it?
So, are we clear? I'm not hearing anybody's. Okay, so with data understanding, this means what does it mean to prepare clean data? So as you can see, I don't know if you can see from here, but when we share the slide, you get a full picture. So this is when you try to understand this data now, like maybe using descriptive statistics on variables. These statistics may include like variance, mean, median, standard deviation. You use like graphical stuff. Like so this is where you basically use pandas, matplotlib to like graphically see those things. Like let's say, as you can see this histogram chart. As the histogram is a good way to understand how values and variables are distributed on all sorts of operations. Like who knows what histogram is? I'm asking a question. Not really, like I'm not hearing anybody's voice. If you know. If you don't know, you like. I need feedback. What is it? Like, who knows what this is? Like this chart. Wait first, I want to understand. I need to because while I'm doing this stuff, like I need feedback. So I want to know your reason for not answering. Is it that you're scared that it's the wrong answer or you don't know? Or you're ashamed, like which of the three? Or you can't hear me, which one? Yeah? My question, how do you mean? It's obvious. So you've done statistics? No, like you've done statistics. I'm asking you a question. And you feel because you know it, everybody will know it. Okay, I wrote it at the top. Don't always assume, as a data scientist, you don't assume stuff. Like, don't assume, like, that's where you do everything wrong. Don't assume that because this thing is easy to me, mean like, everybody must know it. It's not like that. So moving forward, like, I need to know that, okay, everybody knows, because you're going to be seeing this, and if you don't know what it is, like, it's fine, like, I can share materials for people to see stuff, or like, moving forward. I guess we get a picture now. So, like, graphical data understanding is relevant at this stage, as well as pairwise correlation, to see how closely related. And you're asking something. This is the stage you start to prepare your data. So where you get to check, since maybe this data comes in like in table form, or whatever format it comes in. Sometimes like those information that are blank or like missing, this is where you start to check those things. And moving to preparation stage. So now preparing your data. So imagine while you're trying to cook that developer equipment, and instead of you to slice the onion, you put the whole onion inside the food. What do you think the results will be? Like just that one onion, you just put everything inside. What? You become meat. No, like I need to know. What do you think? What will happen? Like instead of you to slice this onion and put in the jollof rice, you just put that whole. Yeah. Without really spoil, like. Why will it spoil? Like, it's not like. Yeah? Okay, but the food will not spoil. Why, what is the reason why they slice them? You're saying something overwhelming. Overwhelming to the food or
that's what it is. Maybe
I don't know, I've not tried it before. I don't know what will happen.
It depends.
If you are cooking in proportion, eventually the onion will be missing out. Excuse me everyone, I'd like to introduce you to the Director of CITS, Dr. It's because of this that we are here. You have a lecture now, you just kind of like, oh, you have to say hi to the student, and so you can thank him, and a big round of applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The way way I'm seeing your faces, I think you're enjoying your training. And we're happy to support this and to partner with Hair Saturday. I know quite a number of UNLAG students are here and UNLAG even graduates. So I know it's Unuwe. Is she around today? So I know quite a number of students and graduates are here and even other people. So we're more than willing to support and to keep supporting. And really what we're interested in is solving problems in this nation. I want this nation to move forward. So it's not just to come, do the training. I don't think that there's a certificate in this, but it's actually getting the knowledge and applying it, and that's what we're interested in. And also bringing out innovative solutions using all the knowledge we're acquiring. And also, for us to be able to continue to support this initiative, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you bring money. Yeah. But what it means is that we need to be careful with facilities. We need to maintain. It's not easy to set up a lab like this. You understand? It runs into millions to set it up. Ordinary tiling, what do you call it now? Screening, painting, the kind of light you have here, everything, and the chairs and tables runs into millions. So we want you to really help us take care of whatever you're using. Don't put your leg on the chairs or the tables or rest on these things. These things are not too strong in the sense that this is the table, but this one is just a little demarcation. So it's not something that is so strong that you can put down or you can be sitting on the tables. So please help us so that we can keep supporting. And I believe at the end of the day, by December, we'll come around also to see the project we'll be able to kind of work on, produce, and we'll be happy to see if we can push further than that. Yeah. And also, like I told them, even research projects. Right? So, even research projects, if there are other things that can be done. So, I wish you a nice session, and let's keep doing our best to push this nation forward. And thank you so much. Thank you for the initiative and what you've been doing. And when other good news is coming. Thank you. Thank you.
So like I asked, nobody else. So we've all agreed that the food will not spoil.
No, it's not going to.
Yeah? Just taste.
Yeah.
But you know, some people like spicy food, some people like too much onion.
More like salt. I think too much salt.
So this stage is where like I was saying, from that understanding to preparation, like this is where all the action happens. According to as you can see, together with data collection, understanding, data preparation is the most consuming aspect of data science project. It's set to take 70% or even 90% of the overall project. Yes, you do all those stuff, but like this is where you spend your whole time, because real world data is not clean. Like maybe some of you have done Kaggle competitions. Kaggle is like Facebook for data scientists, where you get to see, but like most data you see there like already clean data, you just do what you want to do. But like real life data, you have to like clean, remove, and that's what this question. As you can see, like imagine having this and you have like missing values, like you have to check, even while you're doing this stuff, like you have to check this one you're removing, will it affect the outcome? Like, or is it necessary? If it's something that you need, then you still go back and get. If it's not, you can remove them. So invalid values, missing data, and some might be duplicates, like yesterday now. Submitting the assignment. I can't remember the name. Let me check. I'm trying to see. Somebody submitted like four times. Yeah. the person knows himself, like, because it's one, I do one, they're smiling. Why did you submit for them? Eh? Network. So you see, like, I was looking at, so why, if anytime I'm collecting information, like, let's say I do like a Google form, and I'm collecting information from you guys, you can put it in the way, like, it appears like a chart, so I get to see maybe percentage, like, if you notice, the last assignment, I said, I like intentionally put gender, like see how many females, how many males, like you can see the percentage. For half time, like I'm going to show you guys, so you can see the chart, like somebody, normally everybody's supposed to be on one, just see somebody like 4 times, like I'm wondering like why did he send 4 times? Maybe you wrote like 4 articles or something, but like he said the network. So like those kind of things. So now I like if I go through it and I see that it's the same thing, I just use one instead of using. So monthly. And thinking of like the formats the data is being represented into is very important. And like you said, this page is very important so that, and so it's imperative you get it right, otherwise like if you miss this part, I know I keep saying that if you miss one, you miss this part, you go back, but like if you miss, imagine spending your whole, imagine if you're doing a project and that project, that part, that state in the project takes like 90% to 70% of your time. This means if you get, if anything you do wrong here, moving forward, like you're just doing rubbish. So now, after that stage, you've prepared your data, you've gotten the right things you need, like you've checked that, okay, you've gotten the right quantity, you've like checked everything you need to check. Moving forward, the next thing is modeling. And the thing about modeling is the decision you made in stage 2. Who can remember the second stage? So that analytic approach you took in the first, like, that's what will make you know like which stage you're going to, what model you're going to use. Because there's like different algorithms, like going forward when you get stuck. We're going to talk maybe a little bit of machine learning. You get to see all the algorithms. And in modeling, like you said, in what way can the data be visualized to get the answer that is required? And as you see, coming from data preparation, even as the modeling, going to evaluation, comes back. So you're going to, when you gather this data, like mostly, because this stage basically modeling, so you use like maybe a little bit of ML, and let's say you divide your data into two, which is like the training set and the test set, which means start training now. You while you're dividing it, you don't want, like if you use the training set to do what you want to do, then you use the test set, like that's like another type of data to try to test it. So, like you're using another, so to know that okay, this is actually working. And this modeling, like a distributed model can tell what a new service, a customer may prefer based on the customer's existing preferences. And that's where you get like a recommender system. When you go to Jumia, you want to buy stuff, like because you bought like a headset your friend bought, maybe some random person bought a headset and you bought like a phone, like you bought like 3 things, and so okay, some random person bought like 3 or 4 things, and in that 3 or 4 things you bought like 3, so they're assuming like they're going to recommend the 4th one to you. It means like maybe you guys have similar tastes, so you're going to like this. And the predictive model can tell the future value or class based on present and past. What this means is like, let's say, let me use the house example. You're trying to rent a house in Ikoyi. Or yeah, let's use Ikoyi. And I don't know the price of the house. Who's into real estate here? Nobody. Eh? Yes, no. So what do you do? Recording artist. I'll have a follow-up question, but like I'm trying to think of like a good example that will be clear enough. Let's say you're trying to buy a house, and that house you're trying to buy is like not okay. Let's use Ikoyi 4-bedroom. 4-bedroom is, give me a number. How much? How much? For anyone. Buy, okay, buy. 80. She said 80 million. Okay, wait first. I did it this day. Let's say in 1984, 4-bedroom in Italy. Is, give me a number. Yeah? In 1984. 2,000 naira. Do we agree on 200,000? It's too much. In 1984, how much? 50,000. Do we agree? 50,000.
The price. The price are gradually increasing.
Let's agree on a price. 15,000. 15,000 4-bedroom in Ikoyi.
That was 1984.
1984.
That's not real.
15,000. So in 94, what price? What would be the price?
200.
It increased.
100. This by 10 years now. 10 years after.
Okay, yes. 10 years later. 50,000.
Yeah.
And then 2004.
4-bedroom.
Yeah, 2004.
Okay, now like we're coming to recent time, like 2004.
8
800.
Yeah? From 50,000. Hello, this side. This side. Like, I need a response. Like you said, in 84 they said 50,000. In 94 they said 50,000. In 2004, what do you think the price would be? From 50,000.
The economy is bad.
The economy is bad. So, with predictive, I know we're doing it like manually, but basically, if you have like all this data of houses like this, so when you train the model, like it tells you what will be even in what's like the price, like if you collect like a huge amount of data, it's going to tell you like maybe in the year 2050 like what the price will be like if you put all factors into place, economy, like making sure you collect, you've asked like all the right questions and all. Do you get a picture now? So like I told you guys, deep model building and model evaluation, they go hand in hand, as you can see on the chart. So now, like, does this, your next question would be like, does this model really answer the initial question, like, or does it need to be adjusted? Do you get, like, okay, now we've gotten this result, like, does it answer the question we're trying, like, does it answer the question, or does it need to be tweaked a little? So you can still go, that's why you see these two, they go together. So you go back again and remodel it, you go evaluate, you go back, so on and so. So as you can see here, model evaluation goes hand in hand with model building because model creation and evaluation are done creatively, meaning like it's continuous. Everything is continuous. And this phase is like diagnostic measure phase, which is decision 3, master learning. Because the actual performance of the model. This is the statistical significance phase, how true or confident your model is, description. It's descriptive or predictive. Yeah. Next is next is like deploying. So now you've done your model, you've checked everything, you've done your evaluation. So now it's about its market. Like we've read the jollof rice now, put all the whole ingredients, everything is ready. Like okay, we want to give our customers start testing this thing, if it's okay or not. So like the key to making that solution relevant and useful to solve the initial problem is to set to get the relevant stakeholder acquainted with the tool. This stage requires effective communication skills for onboarding. The model must be relatively intuitive to use, and staff members may be responsible to apply the model, solving simple blah 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 along this. Sure, like let's say this thing we created is like a software or like yeah, let's say it's like a software or something we're trying to create, which means like these people you're giving it to need to understand how to use it. And the stage where if it requires like training them to use it so they use it properly. So from After deploying, we go to feedback. So now, like, we serve the jollof rice, or waiting for like. So now, what do you think the jollof rice tastes like? I'm asking like. Okay. With the sliced onion, what does the jollof rice taste like? What about with the full chunk of the whole stuff? So feedback is important as it helps you redefine the model. Like I told you, these whole methods, every stage is like iterative. So even after the feedback, let me see. You can see like after you've gone through the modeling, evaluation, deploy, after feedback, anything the customer says or like that person you're giving it to, when they use it, you like it doesn't stop. Like when you like after you deploy it, so like you don't stop there. So which means as you're collecting feedback, it's coming back here. You tweak it a little, you go back like. So the whole process is not like it's not like when you just like okay, I've done this product, I drop it. It's like making a software. For those of you like in tech related stuff, or what would I use? Yeah, let me use software. That's why you get updates like every time. Because after that first batch, people complain or like, okay, simple example is the Google Play Store. Somebody does like an Android app and it's on the Play Store. And most of the times, like, how many of you read the reviews before you download the app? Like, if you're not sure. So you see, and the person that builds that stuff, like, checks his reviews and gets feedback, like, necessary, like, because I know people will always complain about stuff, but, like, in the beginning, you had a goal. It's not like, because they said they want this, like you just add it to your whole stuff. Like you have a goal already. So if they complain about this thing not working, you take note of it. Like in the next maybe okay, your next version and stuff like that. You keep working on it till it becomes that thing everybody wants to use. So feedback is important as it helps refine the model. The feedback process is based on the notion that this is according to John Rowland. He said, like, the more you know, the more you want to know. And it involves gathering you. So if you need to go back and you feel like maybe I need more data, you go back again and start collecting the same and process all over again. So once the model is evaluated and the data scientist is confident it will work, deploy and put ultimate test. This is when it gets to the real world. So in conclusion, the methodology is an iterative process that follows a prescribed sequence. It is possible to have multiple steps for occurring, but the structure of data science methodology points to the most effective precision of all time and resources. So, and this is the end of the class. Thank you. So any question? So, I had a question for you guys. I have a question.
What are the components of that test set? Is it different from the training set, or why do we actually need?
No, they're the same thing. Just separate it. You know, you're sure that this thing is actually right. Because if you use that first one, training, and you're using the same type of test, like if you get the same result, it means that okay, it seems actually. Which one do you want to use for it? Yeah. So, like, any question?
In the case of this data we have now, so that this data is actually like we have in 1984 we had 15,000, and in 1984 we had 50,000. In 2004 we had 2 million, and in 2019.
You know, this one is we wrote it ourselves.
Yes, I know.
You are saying that you collected it, and
yes,
this is the real data.
Okay. And let's say in 2006 we had something like 10 million, and the next year it spiked to something like 80 million. Is the outlier? How does it affect the data?
Like I told you, you put everything like into consideration. The price cannot just move from this state. There will be a reason, and if you look deep, you find a reason why it happens. And so you put everything into factor. That's why asking those questions, like make sure you cover, like you're not missing anything. Like if you ask the right questions, you should, like, you see it. Even when your data is showing you this, like as that person, you are very curious that you go behind that data and check. When I mean going behind, like real groundwork and confirm why this thing is. You just don't believe everything the thing tells you.
So like on last week now, when we are talking about the loan, when it was saying that everybody between the age of 18 to 25 is not supposed to be earning something like 2 million, and you have a chart, you ask questions, and you maybe after collecting data, you see that only one person is earning 2 million and above. Are you going to disregard that fact that because it's only one person and we have like 50,000 data and it's only one?
Okay, this thing you're talking now is actually fraud, and that's like she explained. This is not my listen. She's in finance. That's why I brought her here to ask her all these questions. I did not ask you hold the question for 1 week, and I asked you, but it's fine. Like she said, the this, like, I'm the company. I'm giving out my money, and in the normal society, like maybe where people give loans and people pay back, I said normal, in quotes. I'm not calling names. You understand? So, but where we live, you know how it is. Somebody like, it's not like listen, like percentage of the people in the country, like their first instinct is to cheat. You understand? Like, so like they're putting all those ones into their own factor. So why we in like 200 people, you are the one person, like with all the data they have, this age to this age. It's not like people younger than that earn more. People 19, they earn like millions. Like I don't know if you know how old she is. Like she's a CTO of a startup, like Versicash. That's like a payment platform, escrow. Like so, people younger than that like earn more. They earn more than that. But this in this factor now, and when they notice that okay, this person this age is earning this, and they try to confirm, and the person said he did a mistake. I can I'm the company. I can choose not to give you. It's my own policy. It's not you cannot force me to give you loan.
What if it's not a loan that is involved? You are just trying to create
No, it's like it's the like when I'm giving loan, I'm looking at like this money you're asking for. Like if I give you,
Yes, what if it is not a loan that is involved with you? Like what you look at, you want to know the average salary for this group of people, and you have a very large value for somebody, which you cannot just dismiss because it is very large, and you say that this is a lie.
yeah, like I will not give the person. They did not give the person.
No, it's not a loan. In this case, say you want to check the.
It goes. This same decision goes for everything. Like if it does not fit in. You check why it's like if you notice, they notice this thing was like this. They had to call the person. This is like going past the data now, like confirming like real hand, like okay, is this true? And the person said the person gave the reason and they did not give, like you check why this thing is different before you disregard or like you put it in consideration that like I'm removing this thing, but like, because maybe moving forward you might see something similar again, and when it becomes like okay this thing is consistent, then it becomes the norm.
I get what you're saying. I'm not yet. What I'm trying to ask is, let me try to get it. I'm sorry. Let me just try to question. Let's say we are trying to know this is our classroom now. The average salary, let's say all of us are data scientists. The average salary of a data scientist.
Yes, and one person
is earning
10 million.
10 million higher than the rest of us here. So how do we now say that this is the average salary of a data scientist when we know that that high value is going to affect you?
Okay, this is math now. Do you do math? How will you do that? How will you calculate that?
That is how we do the mean in the normal way, but so am I sure that this is what is supposed to be?
What are you saying that you are sure? Like we have this data of the whole, which means we are sure. One, we are sure. How do you find the mean?
You find that you find the average. Yeah, but the average is now higher.
How is the average higher?
The average the high one will be pulling the descriptions what is there.
That person is it back of data or not?
Yeah,
When you find the average is your average. It depends on what you're trying to achieve at that particular time. If you are looking for average, you look for average, or like you can still put it in a way that the average beats that and the average beats out it. It depends on you. What are you looking for in that data? You understand? Yes, they're like, because what about in future you meet another person that earns the same thing, or like 20 more people, and you've already removed that one in the first place. It depends. It all depends on, like I said, the question. What are you trying to solve? It tells you what to do. If you leave that, then anywhere you read. So, like I told you guys, I noticed 3 hours like very long time to talk about tools. So Ebenezer will be taking you guys on. Since some of you still don't want to agree that you don't know how to use Slack, we'll show you how to use Slack. So that moving forward, nobody will have any excuse that, because people still ask, where is it? Please add me in the data Slack. The thing is open, just click, but they will not ask. They will die in silence. Don't worry, we'll show you guys. You follow the links and are you in the Slack channel? How did you join? Let the person ask. I'll show you how to use it. Like I said, like there's no stupid question. Don't die in silence. Ask either private message you or like you meet somebody. Data science is like any other job. It can be any, it can be a consultant, it can be a full-time. Check. It can be like a room. So it's going to be taking you guys on how to navigate around Slack, an introduction to like a little bit of GitHub, because so that at least some of you can access the materials we put there, because that's where we put all the big materials, all the slides, and Jupyter Notebook. Yeah, like just intro. Like moving forward, we do more of GitHub, but like it's going to show you maybe like how to create an account or maybe. So, are you ready?
Oh yeah, let's go with this thing.
Yeah, like maybe you notice like every time we are like the next 5 minutes will be like 5 minutes. That's just so you need to plug it. You find out yeah, you really hold me. That's what I mean. You have to think, you have to question but then all the necessary information. So yeah, doing this thing gives you something that you can like develop in actually ask all the right questions. So when it comes up like that, you can still do your own research or maybe someone that might be somebody went to write 100,000. You do all those research, you need to make mistake, or so when you find out that this thing is you find like everything when you know maybe it's a okay now so yeah next time going forward once you start I don't know if you ever feel like once you start with the right question once you ask the right question
All right, hello everyone. Let me try.
You mean like
Hello, hello everyone. Yeah. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Awesome. I don't want this mic to waste, so I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to be taking you through Slack. How many of us can use? How many of us have used Slack before AI started doing it? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. Okay, 7. And then how many of us today used Slack 3 weeks ago? Okay, how about 2 weeks ago? 1 week ago? Wow. How many of us use Slack currently? Yes. Awesome. Well, I can count you actually. Raise your hand if you use Slack currently. How do you manage to follow AI Saturday if you don't use Slack? What do you do? Twitter. Oh, so how do you get the assignments? How many of us did our assignments for last week? Now we have a fuller house. Raise your hand.
no. The question should be how many of us did not do the assignment?
Okay, how many of us did not do the assignment last week? Okay.
There are more than this.
Okay, how many of us did not shoot to God? How many of us did not do the assignment last week? Raise your hand. So there are people that have raised their hands since morning. They raised their hands. I know them. I'm not looking at their faces now, but they've raised their hands since morning. That's awesome. So why? So can I ask? Do you use Slack? Do you use Slack? How about you? 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 I don't understand. Do you use Slack? You use Slack. Tell people that do you use Slack? Do you use Slack? Say the truth now. What's going on? Do you use Slack? Yeah. Do you use Slack? Good. Finally. So why don't you use Slack? Are you new? Which old person does not use Slack here? You don't have, yeah, or also. So, why exactly do you not use Slack?
It's too Slack.
Okay, you don't even know what it's for and what it does, right? So maybe we should start from there. What Slack is for and what Slack does. Can you hear me? If you have difficulty hearing me, please just say so. Okay, so maybe we should start from why we should use Slack. It's our main source of information, right? And it's one of the ways we know the people who are really attending this class. Because when if you come here, reaction, did you see the information we posted there on Slack and you say no? I'm wondering, so maybe you're not really enrolled. Because if you're enrolled in this class, then you'd have received a link to our Slack workspace. Maybe we should start from what is Slack. Everybody, does anyone here know WhatsApp? If you don't know WhatsApp, please just raise your hand. If you don't know WhatsApp, awesome. So I'm not going to explain it to you. I just want to see you and I want you to think about it. So if you don't know WhatsApp, so WhatsApp is like, you know about WhatsApp groups, right? Where you get to chat, someone gets to post information and you see it and all that and all that. Now, it's just think of Slack like something like that.
Are we like because after this day, like trust me, like this Slack issue, I'm not going to answer it. I'm being serious about this right now. So since nobody wants to say they don't understand how to use Slack, they're showing how to use Slack. So that going forward, nobody's going to stop anybody about Slack.
Just to show you, like, it's very, like, normally you're supposed to know where so just, this is the work to the general channel, like, random for you to do whatever idea. So that's the thing that you're doing
All right, so are we here now?
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's where we get the most information. For example, you can see these are Slack workspace here inside this table. The articles, data, aside in general, machine learning random. Why you need Slack is because we are posting our weekly assignments here. We're giving you information here. This is where you can ask your questions and get answers. This is how you can reach the instructors, anyone who teaches you here. And this is how you can reach them through the Slack workspace. Because what you expect to do after every Saturday, you just go throughout the week, you don't do anything, you don't get in touch with anyone, and then you come the next Saturday and you don't know what's been going on. Because a lot of things happen here during the week. And this is why you should be on Slack. And it's so easy. Might not look so easy in the first place, but it's so easy to use and it's so easy to get to know Slack. First of all, if you're enrolled and you've not gotten a link to the Slack workspace, can you raise your hands? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've not gotten a link to the Slack workspace.
We need to record.
And you. Alright, so please see him after the class. Alright. Yeah, see him after the class. If you've not gotten a link to the Slack workspace. Then those of us who are on Slack, basically this is how Slack works. It's as easy as using WhatsApp.
You're blocking now.
Okay, so